This is the Cool Photo Tools Podcast, episode number 94, November 21st, 2016.
Are you sick of trying to learn all the new photo software? Are you tired of hearing about the next big thing in photography? Well, neither are we. Welcome to Cool Photo Tools with Jay Pierstorff and Rhonda Spencer.
Today's program is brought to you by Skillshare. For a limited time, get 3 months of Skillshare Premium for just 99 cents. Anyone can take an online class, watch video lessons, and create projects. Over 4,000 premium classes. Go to coolphototools.com/Skillshare for your discount code. That's coolphototools.com/Skillshare. Good morning, cool heads. Welcome to another episode of Cool Photo Tools. My name is Jay Pierstorff, and all the way in the back of the studio, by switching the camera, you can tell there's Rhonda Spencer is here with us again today.
Here I am. Yes. Yay.
Good morning, Rhonda.
Good morning, Jay.
So on a chilly November morning here
Thank goodness.
In Tucson.
We had trouble getting rid of the 90s.
Well, I miss them, and I can't wait till they're back.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh.
So you know what's coming up? Turkey
Christmas?
Day. Turkey? No, not yet.
Well, as far as the stores are concerned, it is.
Well, not yet. What's coming up this week, though, is Thanksgiving.
Okay. Are you cooking?
I don't know. I'm not sure what we're going to do. I don't know. We don't have a ton of family in town. We have a little bit. So, sometimes we switch back and forth. And
I'll share some of mine with you. I got a lot.
I'm just hoping you'd just invite us over to your place. So
you might as well. As many people that are coming over, really, we may not even see you. You could just blend in with the masses. Anybody could walk in my door. We wouldn't even know. We've got that many.
Good for you. Good for you. I thought maybe we'd just go down and get a Sonoran hot dog down at the stand here in the corner or something.
No, I think we're doing a leg of lamb, a full turkey, a ham, and I don't know, probably one other meat. I don't know. Yeah, a lot of cooking.
Okay, well, good for you. It sounds like a lot of work to me, so
yeah.
I'm going to let you go ahead with that one. Mm-hmm. So I suppose we ought to talk about some photo gear, since that's why everybody's tuned in here. You want to go first today, or do you want me to start?
No, you can go start.
All right, well, let's see here. And this might be a couple of weeks late. Maybe you already knew this, but nonetheless, Adobe has announced new features for Photoshop CC 2017. And that's CC is their Creative Cloud version that you have to subscribe to, which Rhonda finds offensive.
Oh, no, they're just trying to entice me. I think they're doing all this just because they're just trying to get me to come on board.
Is it working?
Not yet, but.
Well, I think one of the things that they did was, they were selling the subscription model, for the last few years now. And before that, they were selling it, standalone or outright. Then you'd upgrade every year or so. And most people were like, that's not a good enough upgrade that I would want to do it this year. So I'll do every other year. And I was really screwing up their revenue. They're like, dang, we got to do something about this to smooth out the ups and downs of the money situation. So they went to this Creative Cloud format. So I subscribe. I think it's fine. And the promise on this is that they're wanting to, as they make updates, they make them available so that you don't have to wait, a year and a half or 2 years, or they just make them, periodically as they come up with them. Now, that being said, their updates are not as spectacular, as they used to be in the old days. But that was getting hard too. They were like, oh, what else are we going to add? After you've added everything, really, what is there to do? So I think that was a real problem for them. And so there's a few new things in CC 2017, but a lot of stuff that's kind of unsung is that they try to make things a little slicker, faster, smoother, add little touches that people have wanted, those things. So if you look at the actual list of updates, it can number into the hundreds, but the big whiz-bang features, are less compelling. And there's some integration with their Adobe stock. Since they bought Fotolia.com, they're trying to integrate the stock photo features as well. So it's easy for you as a Photoshop user like, oh, I need a stock photo. Where am I going to get that? Oh, I don't even have to leave the program. I can go right from there and do that. Anyway, so that, depending on you, that may or may not be that exciting to you. So what do you think, Rhonda?
I'm tempted, but not. I haven't done any real big changes enough to make me jump through the hoops. Kind of like what with the Canon 5D Mark IV didn't do enough jumping so that I would jump out and change cameras.
Yeah,
Same kind of thing.
That wasn't a compelling enough upgrade to drop another $3,500. I
Yeah.
think for most people, certainly something was a good upgrade. If you didn't already have one and you needed one, you definitely want to go for the Mark IV rather than the Mark III for the same price.
Yeah, but like I feel the kind of the same way with this Photoshop program. There's so many more programs that are being put out that do similar stuff that I haven't seen a real need to upgrade. How they used to get me to upgrade though all the time is that their Camera Raw, in order to upgrade it, you had to go to the next type of Photoshop.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So here you hear that, Adobe? That's how you're going to do it.
Well, that's how they used to do it to me. It's like all of a sudden my Camera Raw didn't work anymore. New camera, old
Hey.
Camera Raw.
All right. So speaking of old cameras and new lenses, I can see on your screen from here that you got a couple of. Is that just? Well, that's one new lens
Yeah, that's one new
from our
lens.
friends at Petapixel.
And okay, say the name. Young No?
I just say Young Nuo, but
Young
that
Nuo?
could be completely incorrect. I don't know.
Anyway,
it's
I thought-
YONGNUO.
I thought this was really cool because this is a new $100 budget lens for Canon at 170. That's an f.2.
Wait, so it's a 100 millimeter
Yes,
f2
f2.
lens for Canon for $170.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's crazy.
Now manual focus, I assume, for that price.
I do believe so.
Yeah, which that's you can manual focus.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
No.
It's not fast, for most people. But
Well, f2 is pretty fast.
what's the 100 millimeter? Is this a macro or is this a regular?
I think it's just a regular,
Because Canon makes a 100 millimeter macro. I don't think it's f2 though.
and it looks like it says.
2.8.
It looks pretty much exactly like Canon's 100 millimeter macro.
You mean they're 100 millimeter f2,
Yeah, they're f2 macro.
which is no, that's a different one because their macro is not f2.
Not their macro, but their 100 millimeter f2.
Okay, so they're 100 millimeter f2.
And they're saying that this looks pretty much just like their lens.
I'm just going to quickly look up what the Canon 100 millimeter costs.
Oh, I think it's about $500.
It's about $500.
Hey, huh? So
Yeah, and then the macro version is f2.8,
right,
and it's about $800 right now.
Yeah.
So.
but smoking lens for 170.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see. Is this is not out yet? I assume.
I don't think so. I think my macro just 100 millimeter,
All right.
just like it is. But virtually, it is. the
Okay,
same.
so what we have discovered is that the 100 millimeter f2.8 macro lens.
No, you said
the new one?
macro.
Yeah, but that's one way we're comparing. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, no.
Okay, well, that's one I was looking at.
No.
Well, that was not stabilized either. All right, so only thing you're getting is you're getting autofocus in the Canon brand name, which autofocus can be impressive and that could be well worth the money. So I'm
can.
not saying that you shouldn't. So
Well, yeah, for $170, what do you want?
well, yeah, that's you get pretty good entry level to get a 100 millimeter
That's right.
f2 lens, and that's almost 1.8.
Yeah.
All right, so remember a couple episodes ago, we were saying that, Adobe Photoshop Elements comes out every year at the end of September. And this year they slipped and went into October with it a little bit. And then if you remember my advice, I said, if you're going to buy this as an upgrade, wait, because it's always on sale before Christmas, sometimes substantially. And so sure enough, here at Amazon.com, I don't know if this is still on by the time you're hearing this, but usually they run it pretty close through Christmas. Adobe Photoshop Elements 15 on sale, $39.99. Right?
Wow, that
So-
$39.99. That's really cheap.
isn't it?
Wow.
And that, because it's normally it's like it's a $99 program.
Yeah.
Or 109, or depending where you buy it. But Amazon usually has it for 99. But then after it's out for a few weeks, and I also noticed Costco had it for $39.99 when I was in
Wow.
there the other day. So just saying, if you do use Adobe Photoshop Elements and you decide to to not do the Creative Cloud version, this is a pretty smoking deal. This makes a good
And
argument.
Elements is a good program. I mean, it doesn't do a lot of things that Photoshop does, but it does a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's
really.
it's probably 90% of what Photoshop CC does, and they try to lay it out a little differently, a little more for the beginner, so that these things are easier to find. They've got guided edits. They give you some scrapbooking type of stuff to do, that CC doesn't really care so much about. So it's a little more consumer friendly or entry level friendly, I would say. All right, Adobe Photoshop Elements. And what's next on your list? Rhonda?
Microsoft's new Surface Book.
Oh, I saw this the other day.
Did you see this?
Well, I didn't see it. It's not out yet. It's not out till next
No.
year.
But they're going to give Apple a run for their money, they say. They've done tests against the new Apple computer, and this actually runs a lot better. And it's a great Surface Book.
Yes, but it doesn't support Apple's operating system or hardware.
No,
And
no,
you can't buy it
no,
at
no,
the
no,
Apple
no,
Store.
No. Yeah, I'm saying that it's giving the new Mac PC that they've put out run for its money. They're saying that this has better performance.
Well, yeah, and I think strictly if you're just looking at a computer from performance standpoints, there's going to be a lot more variety. Somebody's going to do it on the PC side, just because there's so many more manufacturers, and Apple keeps more tighter reins on their systems, to keep control of things. So I don't know that's compelling. I don't think anybody that's into the Apple world, that's not going to, I'm going to switch.
It's not going to make them jump the boat.
They're not switching for that.
Well, that's true.
So Microsoft, you're going to have to go one better than that if
Yeah.
you really want to get people excited here. And this is a thing I'm going to try to find here that I thought.
Well, the one thing that I think they found compelling on this is this has a Surface Draw modem. Or
What?
yeah, see, look. Draw mode. Use Surface Book in draw mode to unlock power of graphics processing. So in other words, like a welcome tablet almost.
Yeah. So this is like a 2-in-1, but you
Yeah.
can use a pen. And that's, you've been able to do that with the Surface Books for a while. I don't know that it shook anybody to the core on their functionality. And still wouldn't make you switch from Apple. But the thing that might make you switch, that's being talked about here, is this. I don't know if you saw this one. This is the Surface Studio. And the Surface Studio is, this is a 28-inch screen that looks, it's flat. It's very Apple-like looking, really. It's like they stole the design from Apple. And it's got just a very slim base on it. It pops up, and it has a very Apple-looking little aluminum keyboard. And it's going to be $3,000. They're not giving this away, and it's not out till next year. This is called the Surface Studio. This is Microsoft. And then if you take a look here as I'm scrolling down, if you're looking at this on the YouTube channel, the cool thing about this screen is that, look at this. It tilts back almost at an angle like a drafting table. And now you can draw on it, like it's touch sensitive, and it comes with a stylus. And you can draw on it just like you would like one of the Wacom Cintiqs, so that you can do art stuff. And that's not all. See this little, there's a little kind of a hockey puck looking thing here. And this little hockey puck thing, you can set it right down. It's called the Surface Dial. And you can set it right down on the screen, and then it becomes a dial that you can turn, and it affects, like they show a number of different, let's see if I can find an example here. It's like an analog rotary dial. You set it on the screen. The example that they show is where once you set it on top of the screen, it becomes a dial that helps you pick a color palette. It just or you can hear it's sitting on the screen, and then it becomes a control to pan or tilt, to rotate. So here they're showing it. Here's the picture of it here, where you're sitting on the screen senses, oh, the dial is on me, and I'm going to make this control for you to use. And you can move it around based on where you're working on the screen with your stylus. So this is pretty innovative, I think. Pretty different. And they have a sculpted keyboard, a Surface. That's one, trouble with Apple. Where is the matching ergonomic keyboard for all the Apple stuff?
Yeah.
You have to buy a third party's. So Microsoft, if you're buying into this universe, they make their own ergonomic keyboard, which is, very much like some of their new ones, but it's aluminum and has gray colors. Anyway, the Surface Studio, I think that's pretty cool.
Right, here's the differences. They were showing the difference on the 13-inch Mac Pro book and the Surface book.
So the Surface Book really is just like a little Ultrabook or a laptop,
Yes.
essentially. And so is the 13-inch MacBook Pro that they're talking about. 13 inches is a pretty little screen
It is.
unless you're on an airplane.
It is, but for carrying around purposes, yeah. Well, I have to give it to Microsoft that they're trying to work and keep being innovative.
Yeah, well, it's about time.
Yeah.
Hey, this took them a while to come up with something really compelling. Well, Microsoft hasn't really been doing innovative hardware much of ever, but so this is something that they're finally getting around to doing. Good on you, Microsoft.
Yeah.
That looks like a pretty cool piece of hardware. I might be up to buy one of those when the price drops to around a couple $100.
Well, you'll be waiting for a little while.
Yeah, $3,000. I don't know. I'd pay that much for a camera, but I don't know. Maybe I would. I have to see how compelling it really is.
He's saying this. Tell me how much your monitor in front of you cost.
The monitor in front of me?
Yeah.
I think it was like $1,200, and that was like 3 years ago. They're a lot cheaper than that now. So
He's got this humongous monitor. If you could only see it.
well, it's a 30-inch, and I only bought that one because they didn't make any bigger ones at the time.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's one of those monitors that most of us be going, oh,
Yeah, but but if you looked at some of those, they've got like some 34-inch ones now
They do.
that are only, I don't know, $300-400. So, that stuff is just dropping out of the sky.
That is true.
And we're just talking about, a couple weeks ago, we were talking about my Samsung TV that went out. Mm-hmm. Hopefully that's not going to be a trend. First there was the phones that were catching on fire, and then the clothes dryers that was the washing machines, I guess.
It's been a tough
that were
year.
blowing the lid off of them across the room, and you could get injured if you get hit from parts of it. Hope my TV's not going to do that. I'm hoping. But anyway, so I bought a new Samsung TV because my other one stopped working, which was a Samsung, and it was 7 years old. And anyway, just to make a long story short, it was bigger and cost half of what the old one cost.
True.
Just to show you how this stuff is, economies of scale is really rocketing downwards on that.
I'm still rolling in my head the exploding washing machine.
Yeah, that was a scary deal. That's
There goes the lid.
yeah. I guess it did some explosive stuff. I guess people were injured, hit with those parts. And that's not something you'd expect, You'd expect that on the freeway maybe, but, I feel safe. I'm going to go wash clothes today. Woo.
Calling your homeowner's insurance that my machine exploded.
Yeah, it boggles the mind, doesn't it? It's like, really? There.
That was the one piece of equipment that you never used to have to worry about was your washing machine.
That's not true.
Well,
Now, because
they would
back in the day,
they'd spring a leak maybe, but
I know you're too young to remember this.
Okay.
But back in the day, washing machines had an exposed double roller system.
oh, I do
that you
remember
would,
those old ringers.
Yep, that would wring out the clothes, and you would slip your clothes. The wet clothes would go between the. It was motorized, and they.
I don't remember the old crank ones.
Well,
that they used
the
to
crank
have.
ones were before, but then the modern ones got motorized, and that was where the problem was because you
Fingers.
could get your finger stuck in there, and that hurt like a what.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's the more things change, the more they stay the same or something. I don't know.
Wow.
Anyway, we really have just fallen completely off the camera
We
track
have.
here.
Well,
haven't
it's
we?
okay.
So, things are interesting. We
They
just
are.
have to talk about them. Speaking of which, I'm going to switch to your screen because it looks like you're all ready.
I am ready.
What do you got?
Well, we were just talking about screens. Here's a new one. This is this is still a Kickstarter, but it is
It might be over by the time they see this.
Well, let's hope
We're
not.
kind of got a few of these in advance here.
This is a spontaneous pop-up display.
What?
Yeah, so
What is it?
It's a folding display it's a projection.
But what is it?
It's okay. So watch. Do you see?
Well, yeah, but that's not going to help everybody on iTunes trying to figure out what the
All
heck
right,
we're talking
We're
about.
talking about this is a well, what would you call this? This is a display.
Okay, let me try.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So this thing it pops open like a softbox. Essentially, it's a softbox.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it looks like a softbox.
Yeah,
It's like an umbrella.
But instead of putting your light in the back of it, to diffuse the light, you put a projector in there, and then the scrim that normally would diffuse the light becomes the projection
Screen.
surface.
Yeah.
So it's like a rear projection surface, and this is a little projector that's about the
Size of like an old. Well, I'm trying to think of what I want.
It looks like it's about 5 inches by 7 inches by about 2 inches thick. I was going to say about the size of a VHS cassette
That's
tape.
what I was looking for,
But,
yeah.
a lot of people might not even know what that was
is, yeah.
anymore. It's the size of a couple of packs of cigarettes.
That's it.
What are those? It's about the size of an LP. Well, what?
But what makes this is that it gives you.
This is wacky.
Yeah, it is a 24-inch display
All right.
that folds up to the size of about a book. It says
What's this called? Does this have a name so we can?
it's called a spud.
Well, of course it is.
Right there.
Spontaneous pop-up display. This is on Kickstarter. It's SPUD, SPUD.
It's called a spud.
Is it going to go? Has it got? Yeah, it's already met its goal.
gone.
Huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's
Well,
gone.
actually, it's not a bad idea. So if you needed a 24-inch display,
Or you wanted
you
a
could-
second monitor that you could carry with you easily.
that would be very compact. Really, you could probably smash this up together and roll it up, and wouldn't take up much room than about 3 pairs of socks.
and and to put it in your computer case.
That's kind of. And how much are these going to cost, though?
Let me see.
Because you can get those the 18-inch monitors, that plug into your USB port. You can get those for like a couple $100.
This is
That
looking
are
like-
HD displays.
This is looking like about $400.
It's a little high.
It is, but for the convenience
Certainly, if you
of,
didn't need the compactness,
Right.
You'd just be better off to buy a 24-inch display for
Well-
$120 on Amazon.
well, look at
right?
this though. They're showing here how this guy is like zipping it up, put it on my screen, zipping it up, putting it away, and sticking it in his computer bag. So
But
now
since this does pop up like a softbox, it's not, once you got it, unfolded and installed, it's big.
yeah,
It's fairly big. It's besides being the 24-inch diagonal, it's also probably about 12 or 15 inches deep. Mm-hmm. And it's like an umbrella. It pops up.
but handy that you could have it right there, put it in your computer bag, and you're off to go.
Well, it's pretty cool. It's an interesting idea. We'll have to
so
see.
too.
Well, I don't know. We'll have to see if anybody salutes this. If we run it up the flagpole, I don't know whether it's going to be all that or not. But I've got something
handy
here.
for when you want to have 2 displays and you're maybe having to travel.
Is it handy though? That's what I'm saying. I don't know, because you could get the USB displays that are flat, and if you have the room in your luggage, I don't know. Anyway, interesting idea. So we'll put links to all this stuff in the show notes at coolphototools.com, so you can go back and go, what was that they were talking about? And you can click on it and you go, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was
yeah,
it.
that was it. Yeah. From our friends at Petapixel, and they had a nice coverage of this, good picture on it. That's why I just linking to them instead of linking directly to Apple, because really it's Apple's announcement. And this has been out for a few weeks now, but we have so much stuff, we just can't get to it all that
I know.
timely. You want a faster news show? It's not us. It's too much stuff. So anyway, this is Apple's new MacBook Pro featuring the Touch Bar secondary display. And did you see these, Rhonda?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so what this is the MacBook Pro is a laptop type computer, and you pop it open, and then instead of the function keys, which would be closest to the screen, there is an LED display. I think probably is it an OLED? organic light emitting diode. I think it is, because it's real bright and real nice looking, and it's changeable. So it becomes various different icons that you can that are in color and that change depending on the software that you're running. So ideally, things like Photoshop and Lightroom will have dedicated icons on this display that you can touch, and then they will change the. So far the Apple video on this has showed absolutely nothing about this. So come on, guys, get to it here. I'm trying to talk about this. They want to show the other stuff, which is fine. But let's see if I can move ahead here. I really want to show that display. There it is. Okay, so that's really there. You can see it right there, and you can touch it, and then you can slide it. You can slide it back and forth with your finger to make more icons visible. And I think this is really cool.
It's pretty handy.
I really think that, if you were in the Mac ecosystem, you'd have to have one of these.
Yeah.
And when are they going to come out with the one for your desktop, just that's on the keyboard so you can have it that way too? Because this is incredibly handy. I can't believe nobody's thought of this before. This is such a good idea.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of analog controls.
Well, I think you're going to start seeing this on keyboards because really, if anybody saw this, they'd be thinking, how are you updating a keyboard? That's a perfect way.
Yeah, this is it just really is a great idea. Good on you, Apple. This is really something innovative, not just another iPhone. Good.
Right.
This is cool. And I like to see this I hope this crosses platforms and comes over to all sides. I think just such a useful tool. And Apple, if you're on it, you should make a little external thing that you can hook onto any computer that has this display on it. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, Rhonda, back to you.
Since we're talking about Apple, did you see this CMRA for the Apple Watch?
CMRA. What's CMRA?
It's a high definition camera that goes on the Apple Watch, but it's dual cameras. Capture HD video and video at your fingertips.
What?
Yeah. It goes.
Oh, it's like this is a band that goes on the watch and it adds on the capability of. Is this from Apple?
Well, it's for
some
Apple
other
watches.
company. Some other company's making this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had the very first Samsung smartwatch that had a camera on it. It wasn't, the resolution was useless. It was really little, but I couldn't think of anything to do with it. I never used it. I'm like, what am I going to? Anytime I want a crappy video, I've got other cameras that can do that. But this says it's 1080p, so this could be good.
Well,
how much do these cost?
How we love to do social media, $149.
Oh, that's not even that expensive. It does make your watch band a little thicker. Yeah, quite a bit thicker. But still,
it doesn't look bad though.
It's not terrible. And
No.
if you need a
it has
camera on your wrist,
2 HD cameras.
What's the website of this so we can send people there?
Well, let's see.
Just after I told you to turn all that off.
After you told me to turn it all off.
I said, Rhonda, just hit F11 and all that other stuff goes away.
So
and she's like, I don't know.
It's getcmra.com.
Getcmra.com. Okay. Well, awesome. Awesomeness.
Well, I thought this was interesting that so you've got outward facing and then a self facing. So all you people that love to do your selfies.
And who doesn't?
So now you can photograph or videotape anybody in front of you or at yourself.
There you go. That pretty much covers it.
Somebody was really thinking when they did this.
It's a neat idea. I just don't know that it has a use.
If you have an Apple phone watch.
I don't. Well, but I might, like I say, Samsung, after the first iteration of that, they're like, wow, nobody wants this.
See, it seamlessly integrates with your Apple Watch and your iPhone.
Well, of course it does. It'd be useless to put it on your Apple Watch if it didn't integrate properly.
Look, and you can chat. Here's another one. Oh, well, this one would be one that people would use.
FaceTime?
Where you can actually chat.
So you can talk to your watch and have people think that person is nuts.
No, you're actually talking to another person here.
Well,
But
you're
FaceTiming with somebody.
Yeah, so the FaceTime screen is on your watch, and then you don't have to get your phone out because that would be just too inconvenient.
Well, if you're driving down the road, it would be.
You shouldn't be doing that driving down the road. Turn that stuff off. What the heck's wrong with you? You're going to get in an accident. You might as well be a lightning photographer. going to die. That's not a good idea.
No, if you're driving-
Don't do anything like that while you're driving. What's wrong? Come on. You know that's not a good plan.
It's hands. Do you not ever talk on your phone when you're in the car without having your hands on the phone? I don't.
Yeah, because I got the Bluetooth thing in the car.
Exactly. This is no different.
Well, it's a little different because you're looking at a screen. I think that's illegal in some states.
You wouldn't have to be looking at your screen. You could
wouldn't
just
have
be
to.
talking.
Then how would it be different than just using your phone on Bluetooth?
He drives me crazy.
Well, that's true. It's true. All right, let's move ahead here.
All right.
I'm not buying one of these.
I know you wouldn't, but you don't like camera phone watches.
Well, no, well, that's true.
That's true.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so back on my screen over here, this is another Kickstarter project. We're just kicking it with Kickstarter today, and this is the Life Light, your everyday light for any lifestyle.
Okay. And what makes this different than
Well,
the Lumi?
Everything's different, right? But this could be used for video, but it isn't necessarily. This is a little LED emitting portable light that's on the Kickstarter right now, and you can use this like a freestanding flashlight. It's small; it's about the size of a GoPro. What's their new one? The GoPro Hero, the little tiny one. It's about that big. Do they actually talk about? It's got a magnet on it, so you can stick it to something metallic.
That was the one thing I saw that I
waterproof.
thought that was interesting, is that it had a magnet on it, so it would
Here we
stick
go.
to
See,
things.
they attached it to a GoPro. Okay, so a couple of them, on a bracket, and you can go night surfing with it. I was looking for something to go night surfing with, and by golly, this would do it.
That would do it, Jay.
And then, anyway, so we always like lights because it helps us do photography in dark conditions, and so that's what.
And this looks like it's a pretty bright little light.
Yeah. Well, of course, that's all relative. Movies don't need as much
that's
light
true.
as stills. So.
That's true.
But anyway,
do you think it's as bright as the Lumi?
Well, I don't know because I don't know. We ever checked what the actual light output is on those things?
I don't know. I know my Lumi is awfully
Yeah,
bright.
but see, that doesn't really tell you.
My Lumi is like daytime
So about
and nighttime.
$50 for these things. We'll link to this in the show notes. This is the Life Light, LIFE space LITE. All right, Rhonda, back to you.
Okay, so this is my joke one for Jay. Look at these headsets. Are these not like more styling than what's on my head? Switch it over. Show everybody what I'm looking at. These Pure Sound. Look at these studio grade Bluetooth wireless headphones.
Okay, so we're looking at Amazon.com.
We are.
And this is the Puro, Puro Sound Labs BT5200 studio grade Bluetooth. Oh, these are Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Can you plug them in too, though? Because you have to plug them in the
these
studio.
Like, look, they are like styling.
Well, you could use those. You could use them on. Go ahead and pick some up. Get yourself an early Christmas present.
See, everybody switch over. Look at my headset, It's like, yeah. And these, whoa. Sorry, didn't mean to hit my mic.
Yeah, you can bring your own headset in. You could, the studio can't afford any of this stuff, so
I'm not getting this for Christmas. I can hear it right off.
Not from coolphototools.com, but you're welcome to bring it in here and plug it in. They do look nice. These are attractive looking
Aren't
headsets.
they? I thought they were really nice looking headsets.
And they've got pretty good reviews. They got 4-star reviews there.
Yeah.
It's not 5-star.
Healthy ears.
$100 though. $100 is kind of a lot, but these are also Bluetooth.
They are.
Do you think these are just you're paying the premium because they're really attractive looking?
I would think that has a lot to do with it.
Okay, because it could match your outfit and they're Bluetooth, so you could just walk down the street with them.
Yeah.
I'm styling.
It says it will far outlast those compelling products made of cheap plastic.
So this is made out of expensive plastic?
It is.
Ah.
They're supposed to be lighter and giving them a more quality and nice looking feel.
All right, so this is the Puro Sound Labs.
Not bad.
And what's the other color they have besides gold and tan?
Just it's black.
Plain old black.
Yeah,
so
I like the gold. Gold looks a little bit
are
more
stylish.
styling.
Those are okay.
Yeah. Ambient noise reduction down to 82%. That's not bad.
Okay, so you could wear them on a plane
You
and
can.
keep the silence down a little bit.
Yeah,
You could wear them on a train.
Gotta have style.
You could wear them in a car.
No, because then you couldn't hear sirens, and that would be dangerous. That is just as bad as talking on your phone.
Yeah, not if you're the driver. Yeah, you don't want to wear them if you're the driver.
No.
But if you're a passenger,
That's true.
You can
And you
wear
don't
'em.
want to talk to the driver.
and who would? So,
You just want to drown out the driver. Yeah, this would be perfect.
well, you know what time it is.
Already?
Yeah, it's that time. We have talked ourselves through this episode, and coming up, we're going to talk ourselves through the next one. So,
And anybody that wants to send me an early Christmas present and see me in these, yeah,
you
Yeah.
can I'll
yeah.
send them along. You can just go to coolphototools.com, click on the contact info.
That's
I'll
it.
give you Rhonda's address.
Send them here so I don't have to bring
Yeah,
them all
you
the
can
way
send 'em
from
to the
home.
studio.
Yeah,
That's
send them
fine.
to the studio, and then you'll see me in these styling headsets.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, because
Okay.
help keep us on the air, keep us in headsets. And,
That's
and-
it.
And cheesy studio backdrops.
Yeah, does everybody notice? Look. my
People
new-
on iTunes are ecstatic.
Oh, I know. Well, you can't see it. Jay got me a new backdrop. I'm looking like I've got a brick wall behind me now.
Yeah, it's just
It's good,
ink on vinyl.
but it works.
Yeah, I'll put the link to that in the show notes too.
Yeah.
There's some pretty nice cheap backdrops that you
Hey,
can
we're
get.
running out of time fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Next week.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Cool Photo Tools podcast. Sign up for our mailing list at coolphototools.com. Got a question? Send an email or MP3 audio file to info@coolphototools.com. Thanks for listening.